Hi everyone, this is my community. This is my project on my community, Reading, Pennsylvania. Many times people, when I say where I'm from, I automatically get asked where that is located. So I often have to give them another city that is nearby, usually Philadelphia, sometimes Lancaster or Allentown. So here's a little visual of exactly where Reading is at. Some background information, some history is that Thomas and Richard Penn laid out the town in 1748, and it became a military base during the French and Indian War. Also, the Philadelphia and Reading Railroad was established in 1833 and was successful for more than a century. And fun note is if you play the game Monopoly, then you should be familiar with the Reading Railroad. It became the site for the world's first multi-tenant manufacturer outlet, which is called Vanity Fair. It's in southeastern PA, and it is the most populated city in Pennsylvania. Here is a picture of the railroad way back when it was first established and still functioning. And then this is also a picture of Vanity Fair. It used to be a very big tourist attraction where buses of people would come just to shop. Present day, not so much. It's still, people still utilize it. You can still find a good sale, but not nearly as populated as it was in years prior. As of 2018, there are approximately 8,495 residents. That is a 0.5 increase from the census in 2010. 50.7% of the population are females. The majority of the residents, of course, are ages 18 and 65. 30.1% are under 18, and 9.5% of the residents are 65 years old or older. And about 2,363 residents are veterans. Looking at race, Hispanics do make up majority of the population with 66.4%. 20.4% are white, 11.1% are black, and 1.6% mixed race, which I counted myself very fortunate to be able to have been raised in a community that was diverse. Looking at crime, this is actually a very hot topic within the city currently, as it feels like crime continues to increase. Here you will see that assaults is the leading number of the number one crime that takes place within the city. And although there has been a decrease, looking at it from 2014, there were still 328 assaults that took place in 2018, which is almost, an assault a day. And on the crime scale of 1 to 100, Reading's violent crime is at a 40.1, where the U.S. average is 22.7. So it is very stricken with crime, with murders increasing. So in 2017, there were 9 murders, and in 2018, there were 19. And it seems as though that number continues to grow. So it is proven to itself just not to be as safe as it once was, and it's been very concerning for the residents who have lived there for quite some time. Poverty by race, just taking a look, with Hispanics being the largest demographic, it is not a surprise that they too are the majority of the residents living in poverty. Overall, 36.6% of the population live in poverty, with females ages 25 to 34 making up the largest gender age demographic living in poverty. Since 2014 to 2017, as you can see, there was a decrease in those numbers. They are a little bit lower, so we can just hope that it continues to decrease as the years go on. Education. There are 13 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, a virtual academy, one huge high school, which is the Castle on the Hill, that has 3,216 students, grades 10 through 12. 95% of that population are minorities, and 77%, which is a large number, is economically disadvantaged. However, that's no surprise given the majority of the community is. The student to teacher ratio was 20.1 and a 68% graduation rate, which is rather low. For higher education, there are 7 colleges and universities. Females make up most of the population enrolled in school. Caucasians make up 67.6% of those who graduate from college. 11.5% are Hispanic and 9.69% are African American. In 2016, there were 1,693 degrees awarded to students, and the most popular degrees earned are for registered nursing, general business administration and management, and accounting. And then, as you can see in the top right corner, that's RAC, that is our community college. Alvernia is one of our universities. And then, of course, that big picture is our high school. And you can get a pretty great look as to why it is called the Castle on the Hill. It looks just like a castle. Employers in the city, the largest industries in Reading are manufacturing and health and social assistance. So East Penn Manufacturing Company has 7,807 employees. Tower Health, which is our hospital, which has branches throughout the city, different offices and clinics throughout the entire city. It has 7,219 employees. And then the Berks County Government and Reading School District also makes up a lot of the employment as well. And the median household income is $28,755, which is not very much at all. Institutions. So the Olivet Boys and Girls Club is an after-school program servicing youth ages 6 to 18 years old. There are 5 different locations in the city to help provide a safe environment for the youth to reach their full potential. Taking a look at the picture in the left corner, that is a picture of the Boys and Girls Club that I attended growing up. Absolutely love it. I would promote it and recommend it and then this is a pretty, the Boys and Girls Club is nationwide, so it's across the United States, and what they do is absolutely amazing. What they're able to provide to youth, especially those living in inner cities and rough neighborhoods, is absolutely amazing. And my sister has worked there. My older sister has worked there for over 10 years, so we are a family that definitely loves the Boys and Girls Club. Local sports teams, the Reading Royals, which is a hockey team, and the Reading Fightin' Phils, which is a baseball team. The Santander Center is a 7,168-seat arena in the middle of downtown Reading. As you can see in the picture on the right, in the right corner, that it is huge. And it is where we have any shows, any concerts. It's where the Reading Royals played the hockey games, and my graduating class back in 2006 was the very first graduating class that had their graduation in the Santander Center, and since then many schools have held graduations there. There are many churches throughout the city of different religions. However, the Jehovah Witness Convention is held in Reading every year, and it's held right there in the Santander Center as well. So the pagoda, as you can see, is a pretty big tourist attraction as well because it is absolutely stunning. You have the most beautiful view of the city, especially at night with all the lights. It is a historical landmark, and is definitely a shining beacon for Greater Reading for more than 100 years. So it is kind of like the one good thing that is still standing within Reading. And the picture just does not do it justice. And then here's a map of the city. As you can see, very small. The Schuylkill River does run through it. Little parks here and there, but overall not too much going on within the city. And then, is Reading, PA a good community? As a resident who has lived there for 30 years, I would say where it's at now, it is not. According to the article, Seeking the Good Community, these are the 9 characteristics of how to determine if a community is good. And going down the list of the 9, I would not be able to answer yes to majority of these questions. So I think overall Reading is not, it has turned into something that is not the community that I grew up in. So it's a little sad. However, of those, though, the main ones that I would focus on is it a safe place? And it is not, given that the crime is where it's at and murders continue to increase. It's really not safe. And although we are not affected by many natural disasters, if one were to come, we just wouldn't be prepared. While citizens do have the opportunity to have interrelationships, they are not positive ones. So that would be something I'd want to see, like the bonding and the unity over the positive things and not illegal behaviors. And then relationships between residents are so unpredictable. Many crimes and shootings are committed from people that they know, and it's just could be such a great community, great camaraderie one day, and the next day be at war and at odds. It is just sad and kind of devastating at how quickly things could go awry in a community. And then the opportunities for growth and fulfillment are very, very, very little. Most people who are seeking more try to make a living just by moving away. And that's pretty much where it's at. So it's not a lot to do, not a lot of opportunity for growth. So it's just easier for people to move to a different location. So that concludes my presentation. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about Reading. Thank you.